You know what I love? When you try uploading a video on one day, but because Sony Vegas decides I'm gonna just crash whenever I want, I have to upload it the next day. But that's not what we're talking about today. Today, we're talking about a certain anime that's been getting a lot of attention recently. Not the anime, but the movie adaptation, Death Note. So, I watched the Netflix original of Death Note, I don't know, maybe Monday? But, I was watching it, and there were certain things about it that, I don't know. But, we're gonna talk about that today. Yeah. We're gonna talk about that today. Right. So, I have it all right here on my phone, because I didn't want to forget it. And I'm not using a script like in last rant video, because I just didn't feel like writing one. Okay, so first off, I don't like the appearance of the characters. You're not gonna go up and tell me that this L is this L. Okay? That's not gonna work. I'm not gonna fall for it. Maybe people who haven't watched the anime will, but I'm not. Okay? I don't like the changes of the characters and just the appearance of some of them, like Light. His name in the anime is Light Turner, not Light Yagami, and I get that because it's supposed to be for an American audience. But Light Turner. Yeah. Second off, L would never go out in public. Never once in the anime does he go out in public revealing himself, even if he did have a mask in the movie. He wouldn't go out in public. It's just something L doesn't do. I like and dislike the fact that in the new Death Note movie that Netflix made, Ryuk isn't a spectator like he is in the anime. And for those who haven't, I'd probably say, spoiler alert, because I forgot to do that at the beginning of this video. So, yeah, spoiler alert. If you want to watch the movie and the anime, I suggest watching the anime, first, if I only, because the movie we're talking about now, but the movie, if you want to go see it, go ahead and go see it. It's on Netflix. But well, I'll say my overall at the end of this video. In the anime, Ryuk, the Shinigami, who gives the Death Note to Light, in the anime, he's a spectator. He doesn't really help Light. He doesn't really help or harm what he's trying to do. He just wants to sit back and watch the world burn. But this Ryuk influences a lot in the movie. And certain things like, one, spoiler alert, how he hides the page, or doesn't tell Light that the page is hidden, when he goes to look for the page from the notebook that Mia had written down the name of Watari. So, I don't like Mia, which is, if I can find it, this girl right here. If not, then I'm just pointing at something random. I don't like Mia because she wants just death. She doesn't really want justice the way Light does. She just wants to kill whoever she can. That's all she really wants. Okay, this was a major thing that kind of got me mad. Why does Light reveal the Death Note to Mia? First off, in the anime, Light would never do that. He wouldn't even reveal it to anybody he trusts. He barely wants to reveal it to Misa when they first meet. Okay, so the fact that he reveals it to Mia, it just astounds me. It just... Why? There's a point in the movie, where Light and Mia are in the halls, they're going up the school stairs, and they're talking about Kira and him, which they're referring to as Ryuk. And why are they doing it out in the open? They're under, 1, investigation, and 2, they're in a public area. Wouldn't that kind of draw attention that you're the one being the mass murderer with a magical notebook? Just thought. L draws attention to himself. Why is that? In the diner, L throws a bunch of stuff off the table. He seems to draw too much attention to stuff. That kind of falls in line with the L going out in public. Even in the anime, L used a criminal who was on death row as his double, and he wasn't even in public, he was on television. So that makes sense. One thing that I hated about Light Turner, the adaptation of Light, is that he's an awkward individual. He's not this confident genius that you see in the anime. He's just awkward. Now that adds to some of the comedy, which I do like. I do like the comedy that the show has, but I just hate the characters. And not only in appearance, but the way they act, I guess. It doesn't fall in place with the way the characters are in the anime. Light writes that Watery will tell Light what L's name is. So, going off of the original, I guess, anime rules of the Death Note, shouldn't have Watery died? Because if he can't do something, like go from break out of a prison in Japan and get to the Eiffel Tower in an hour, they just have a heart attack. So wouldn't Watery just die because nobody knows L's name? Also, if L is so concerned about keeping his identity, why not just destroy his documents? It seems a little too easy to stay anonymous, at least for L. One thing I liked about Ryuk in the movie adaptation is his appearance. He looks way better than the Japanese CGI made Ryuk in the Japanese movie. And there was a live action, I think it was 3 of them, actually, or more. But it was a Japanese live action adaptation of the anime, and that it didn't look good. It did not look good. Another thing I don't like that the movie did, and especially Light Turner's choice, was he wrote Watery's name in the Death Note. Now, he doesn't intend to kill him, he means to rip out the page, but if Watery starts acting weird, wouldn't that kind of point that Light is Kira? Because if Watery, L's right-hand man, starts acting weird after L talks to Light, kind of a big point. This doesn't make sense. One thing I didn't like about the L character in the movie was that he isn't as calm and relaxing or relaxed as L from the anime. In the anime, L rarely gets angry at anything. He doesn't even show any anger. It's just pure emotionless. But in the movie, there are points where he's just getting outraged, and it's just something not L would do. One thing about Light's dad in the anime and in the movie, in the anime, he would never reveal anything about the Death Note or Kida case, not the Death Note itself, because even in the anime they didn't know anything about it. But he would never reveal any information about the Kida case to Light, if any. I think very little information. It's only until L showed himself to Light where he started talking about it. Another thing is Light's dad in the movie attacks L, which is something that I don't think Light's dad would do to L in the anime. One thing the movie did that was different from the anime is that in the movie, if someone touches the Death Note, they can't see the Shinigami, Ryuk. But in the anime, if somebody touches it, they can see him. So going back to the Watari thing with Light, these are not in order, just letting you know. There's a point where Light is talking with Watari over the phone. Why isn't Watari's phone tapped, and why is Light talking to him out in the open if he's being followed by people who are working on that same case and are seeing Light as a suspect? Why is he talking about it openly in public? One thing I liked that the movie did was it portrayed a Death Note character, or a Death Note owner, well. There are some people who would use it for killing criminals, like Light, and then there are some who just use it for their own selfish purposes, which I liked that for what it did with the Mia character. It does show, like, that is something that would happen if certain people got their hands on one. So, yeah, I guess that's one plus to the movie. One thing I liked about Ryuk's character was that he's more sadistic in the movie than he is in the anime. Like, in the anime, he finds it funny, I guess, when certain things come out the way they do, and when people die. But in the movie, he takes it to a whole nother level. Like, he enjoys it. And I like that. I like that kind of Ryuk look, or personality. That was a pretty good, like, adaptation of that. I like that. I like and don't like L's reaction when he finds out Watari dies. So, when Watari dies in the movie, L loses it. He goes after Light and he tries killing him. And he's driving erratically through, like, the streets, and he's chasing Light, and I like that. I don't like that that's not something L from the anime would do, but it did provide a bit of more action to the movie. Another thing I liked about the movie is it's more action in it than it is just the dramatic mystery from the anime. The anime, well, at least the first, like, 25 episodes, I think it was, it was good. And then it kind of went downhill. But the anime was good. And the action in the movie was pretty good. Okay, so one thing that I caught when I watched it the first time was in the movie, Light writes down that Mia dies after the Ferris wheel that they're on at the end collapses. And he says that the paper is ripped out of the Death Note and flies into, like, a burning barrel and it's destroyed. I can understand if you can control a person before the actions using Death Note, but you can't control a page from the Death Note. You can't say that it's gonna fall into the fire. That doesn't happen. Neither with the way the Death Note works, or through physics. I like in the end that Light lives in the movie. Although he's found out by his dad. I do like that Light lives. It's different from how they have Light get shot and killed in the anime adaptation. So, I don't know. I don't know if I really like that Light lives, that he dies. I don't know. But, you know, it was something. One thing I really liked that the movie did, that the anime, well, the movie didn't do, that the anime did, was, they had no mention of Nier or Mellow. So, that's a big one-up for the movie. They did not have Nier or Mellow. So that was like a one-up. That was pretty good. One thing I would have loved to see in the movie were more Shinigamis, like Rem. I would have loved to see that. I would have thought that would be pretty cool. And one thing that I thought would be really awesome is if they had Light Yagami's Shinigami form. For those of you who don't know, there was a Japanese, like, extra, I think it was an episode or something. It was like an alternative ending, and Light was a Shinigami. Like, it doesn't openly say it, but you can pretty much guess it. But that would have been cool to see a kind of cameo of that, because there were names in the Death Note before Light Turner got it, and it doesn't really specify who had it first. Like, it could be Ryuk who had it, but I don't know. I just really thought that would have been cool if they did have other Shinigamis, especially Light Yagami's Shinigami form, because I like the way Ryuk looked in the movie. It looked like as if that's how he would look in real life, and it's awesome. So that's really all I have to say about it. If I had to rate the movie, I'd have to give it maybe 6 or 7 out of 10, because although it didn't follow with the actual anime, if you were to watch it without ever seeing the anime, then, you know, it'd be a pretty good movie. Like, if you watch it as an anime, more than likely any movie adaptation will never get the anime right. There have been too many movies, live action recreations of an anime, and about each and every time they fail. That's all I have to say for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, hit that like button down below, show some support, and if you are new, hit that subscribe button to become a Shinigami. Got a death today, and I'll see all you dudes in the next video. Also, if you want to go check the Death Note movie out, I recommend it. Then you come up with your own feelings on it. Leave it in the comments what you thought of it, if you've already seen it, or if you didn't, that's fine. Just, I don't know, if you want to, go watch it. If not, fine. You do what you do. You do what you do. Alright, I'll see all you dudes in the next video. Peace!